Hello and welcome to the Sirensong Sea. We'll go ahead and eat some food, turn on tank stance, and let's go! Luckily, the first part of this dungeon is all done for you. All you gotta do is just pull stuff. That's it. At this point, at your stage in tanking, this is a level 61 dungeon, so you should be able to pull and maintain aggro on these pulls here, or these mobs rather. They do come at you automatically, so you don't have to go anywhere. So just AoE them down. Nothing else to it. Next round is going to come up, and we're going to use a couple of combos here. So to pick up aggro on all of those, I selected one. I used my ranged attack. I press tab to select the next mob, and I use provoke. I press tab again to select the next mob, and I use my ranged attack again. So you can get those off 1, 2, 3 pretty quickly and get aggro on them all at once. Well, not at once, but in a good fashion. And then on the last mob, I just picked it up normally. Critical dungeon step here. We want to get up to the bow and stay here. This way, when it crashes, we all go flying off. How much fun. This will be our first train, or our first multi-pack pull, or whatever you want to call it. It's not, it's pretty much wall to wall. You just pull this. Oh, we lost aggro on one. I'm going to turn around, pick up the aggro. Use an AoE attack on this guy, use AoE attacks on these two, pull them outside of the AoE and into this area where there's a little bit more room. And now I'm going to go ahead and use all of my cooldowns. And the reason why I'm going to use them all here is because the next fight is the boss, and I don't really need them for the boss. So all I'm doing is just watching my health and the enemy list to ensure I don't lose aggro. If I feel like my health is getting a little bit too low, I'll go ahead and use my oh shit ability. That's super belied for Gunbreaker. Okay, the first section of the dungeon is done, and we will head to the first boss. Go ahead and turn the boss around and tank it over here. And that's really about it. Nothing else you have to do here as a tank. Just tank and spank. We have a stack mechanic here, so we will all gather together. And then after that, I will return to my previous position, pointing the boss away from my team. With the first boss down, we can now head on to the next set of pulls. We will not wall-to-wall this. We are going to stop right here. All ledges must be jumped 360'd off of. Please keep that in mind. That is crucial to being a good tank. And we're going to dive in here to these birds. Get off of those burns, by the way. And we're going to make sure we have aggro on all of them. And then we're going to move up to these next two. And go ahead and use arm's length here. It's not really a long distance, but it's good to keep them back and away from you. Getting here in the middle, using my AoE abilities, and then using all 4 of my cooldowns because I don't need them for the next pull. Keeping an eye on my health while AoEing. And also staying out of those AoEs. As you can see here, my health got a little bit low, which is why I don't like to wall this pull. I like to stop here because these sea monks tend to do a lot of damage. This will be the final pull. Sorry about those cannons. This will be the final pull before we get to the boss. And a little trick, tank it back here. Tank everything behind this, behind the mast, because the burns don't come back here. Or the AoEs, whatever you want to call them in this dungeon. See how they don't hit me? This is a little sweet spot. This is the content that you're here for. Where do I tank all this stuff? Right here, baby? You don't got to worry about any of that out there. See all that stuff you would have to dodge if you were tanking out there? Tank back here. Make your life easy. That was the mob, I believe, that did that. And that's it. We're on to the second boss. Been here for 8 minutes, so pretty good time. Turning the boss around. And on this fight, not too much you have to do here. He's going to do his room-wide AoE thing, but there will be some areas to be safe. There you go. Just don't stand on the smoke, pretty much. In the next phase of that, there will be the safe areas will be a little bit smaller. But that's okay. The only other mechanic in this fight skips over you because you're the tank. It's just a tether, and all you do is just run away. So there's the target. There's the tether. And now she just has to run away. Run away from the... Okay, well, whatever. Here comes the next phase of the smoke. There will be only a few areas that are safe. This next pull is not a wall-to-wall pull. I will show you exactly how we handle this. We're going to use our ranged attack on the Hound. All the little guys, we're going to use one AoE to pull them. I'm going to use arm's length, and I'm going to head over to the Warden. And when I attack the Warden, all of the other guys are going to come out and attack me. I will go ahead and pick up aggro on everything, and then use all of my defensive cooldowns. As you can see, it is a ton of stuff here. And that's it. That's how you do this pull. Technically, this is a wall-to-wall pull. It's only, I mean, it's 2 pulls. It's just the first one up there, and then this one, and then the gate will go down. So this is technically a wall-to-wall pull, but you can group these 2 packs together. As you can see, everything dies pretty quickly, and then you just finish off the Hound and the Warden at the end. I'm going to skip that treasure coffer because I don't care, but in case you do, there's a treasure coffer back there. And this is the last pull of the dungeon. I wall-to-wall this because it's only 3 guys. So we'll use a ranged attack and provoke. We do not have arm's length up right now, so these are going to hit me for a little while. This will probably be a good time to use arm's length. I should probably save it for this pull. It is a long pull to get to the last boss, or the last, not boss, mini-boss, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to use my single target abilities on the Fleshless Captive, and I'm going to keep an eye on his cast bar, because he does have an interruptible ability. There it is, Dark. And I'm just going to go ahead and interrupt that. And I'll use Reprisal and Rampart here. And just continue to work the bosses down. Bosses, the mobs. There's Dark again. Somebody else should interrupt that, but I guess that is not a thing. That's fine. I have my kickback now. Uh-oh. I am seduced. I'm going to super here because I was at 400 health. And then I'll save my my defensive abilities for when super wears off, which is now. I'll go ahead and use another one. I used my first defensive ability a little prematurely there. Seductive Scream, I can interrupt that, which I shall. That is the one you definitely want to interrupt if you can, because then you get to avoid that. Got a little ugly there for just a second, but as a good tank, you're watching out for those things and you're making those decisions in real time. That's what makes it so much fun, tanking. That's why I like doing this. Okay, here we are at the last boss. Turn around and make sure nobody is watching a cutscene, and we'll go ahead and engage. Doesn't matter where you turn the boss here because she's going to turn around anyway. Pro tip, don't stand in the blue puddles. Morbid advance, we're going to be pushed forward, so I will go ahead and make sure that when I move forward, I don't move into a puddle. You can check out my advanced mechanics video for more information about morbid advance, morbid retreat, and forced marches. So I'm not sure why, but my health is incredibly low, and my healer is at full mana. He disconnected. Ah, okay, we now have a problem. Okay, so I just used all of my cooldowns because I wasn't sure why I was dying there. Okay, he came back. Woo! I'm watching my health like, why is my health so low? My healer's at full health. And toward the end of this fight, she's going to cast Morbid Advance, but... Oh, okay, it was totally not what I wanted, but... Weird. She's going to cast Morbid Advance one more time. Just position yourself in a way that you think is going to be best. And that is all that this boss is going to do. As you can see, this fight is now over. And that is the Sirensong Sea. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you found the video helpful and useful. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I tried my best. Maybe you can find a different video on the channel that might be more helpful for you. Either way, we will see you in the next one. Bye!